If you ever find an old guest book inside an abandoned lodge, don't touch it, because sometimes the ones who sign their names never leave. I used to work night patrols for the county up in the northern rich quiet assignments that mostly involved checking old cabins and making sure tourists weren't sneaking into restricted areas. But there was one building I always avoided, the abandoned ski lodge. Locals said the place closed after a blizzard in the early 90s, but no one agreed on why it really shut down. Some said there was a fire. Others said a group of hikers froze to death inside. But everyone agreed on one thing: don't go near the lodge after dark. I thought it was just small town superstition, until the night I stepped inside myself. It was late January. Wind was scraping against the metal railings, and snow drifted across the trail like slow-moving ghosts. My radio had gone silent for almost 15 minutes, no signal out here. I pushed open the warped wooden door, and the smell hit me first. A mix of damp wood, cold stone, and something faintly metallic. My flashlight beam cut through the dust. Tables overturned, old ski posters peeling from the walls. A fireplace full of ashes that looked oddly recent. My boots echoed in the long hallway as I checked each room, but everything was empty. Then I saw it, a desk, a single candle, long since melted onto the wood, and a guest book, a thick, leather-bound one lying open as if someone had just written in it. The air felt colder around it. I don't know why I walked toward it. Something about the page looked wet, like freshing. There were dozens of names, dates stretching back to the 70s. Some pages were filled with cheerful messages. Great stay. Love the slopes. We'll be back next winter. But the last few pages written years after the lodge closed were different, shorter, uneven handwriting, almost like someone had been shaking while writing. Then I reached the most recent entry. Still here. It's so cold. Dated only 2 days before. My breath stopped. No one had been assigned to this trail in a week. No hikers reported lost. No footprints outside. I leaned closer, and then I saw it dot my name, written on the line beneath, but in handwriting that wasn't mine. The ink glistened dot fresh. I stumbled backwards so hard I tripped on the leg of a chair. The room seemed to close in on me, each shadow stretching wider, darker. I slammed the book shut and shoved it back onto the desk, my pulse hammering in my ears. That's when the door behind me creaked. Someone was standing in the entryway. At first, I thought it was just another hiker seeking shelter. The figure wore an old ski jacket, torn at the sleeves, eyes clinging to the hood. "They didn't move, sir. You shouldn't be here," I said, forcing my voice to stay calm. The figure tilted its head slowly, too slowly, and then I realized 2 things at once. 1, its boots weren't sinking into the snow. 2, its hood was empty, completely hollow. There was no face. No head, just an empty hood staring at me. It took 1 step forward, silent, smooth, almost floating. I bolted. I sprinted down the corridor, the air temperature dropping with every step. My radio crackled with static. Behind me, I heard the faint scrape of something gliding along the floor. Not footsteps, not human. The hallway lights flickered, though the lodge had no power. Every bulb strobed white, then red, then died completely. I reached the end of the hall and grabbed at the emergency exit door. It didn't budge. It felt frozen solid behind me. The scraping grew louder. I could feel something cold crawling up my spine, almost like invisible fingers brushing the back of my neck. I threw my shoulder against the door. Hard, nothing. Then I remembered something from the guest book entries, the earlier ones. One message said, "The lodge keeps who it chooses." Another, "Don't sign your name." And the one that chilled me the most, "If your name appears in the book, it's already too late." I turned around. The figure was only a few yards away now, its head slowly lifting as if looking directly at me. The edges of the jacket were frayed, but inside that hollow opening, I saw something moving. No shifting, like something was crawling into the space where a face should have been. I didn't wait to see what it was. I charged back down the hallway, searching for anything, any window, any opening. Snow hammered against the outer walls, and the wind roared like a living thing. As I passed the front desk again, The guest book flipped open on its own pages, whipping violently as if caught in a storm. A page turned, then another. Then it stopped. On the blank line beneath my name, ink began forming, letters surfacing, a sentence writing itself. "He is staying." "No," I shouted, slamming the book shut again. And that was when the candle on the desk burst into flame. The fire flashed so bright I stumbled back, shielding my eyes. I could feel heat, real heat, spreading through the room. The figure at the end of the hallway hesitated. The flames climbed higher, licking at the pages of the book. The lodge groaned, beams crackling. I didn't think. I dove through the nearest window, glass shattering around me, snow exploding beneath my weight. I hit the ground hard and rolled, cold stabbing into my lungs. I didn't stop running until the lodge was a distant shadow fading into the storm. When I looked back, there was no fire, no broken window, no signs of my escape, just a dark, silent building, watching. I reported structural decay and recommended the lodge be sealed off for safety. I didn't mention the guest book. I couldn't. But last week, the county assigned a new patrolman to the ridge. Rookie kid, eager to impress. He told me he went up to check the lodge. He found the doors unlocked. He found footprints in the snow, fresh ones. And he found a leather guest book on the desk, open to the last page. He asked me something I still can't answer. Why is your name written in it twice? Subscribe now and stay with us.